Welcome in and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. In this week's video, we're giving my entryway a much needed makeover. As you can see, right when you walked into my house, there was this big blank white wall that would stare at you. And it sat like that for not one, not two, but 3 years. And I finally had enough and I wanted to do something with it. Of course, it's exciting because it was a blank canvas, but it was also kind of nerve-wracking because I could do anything with this space and I needed it to be cohesive with the rest of the house. And FYI, I didn't want to spend a ton of money on this project, so I got resourceful and I made a plan. I wanted to make sure that not only was this entry space very aesthetic and beautiful because it's the very first thing you see when you walk into our house, but I wanted it to be functional. And so I thought having a bench right at the front of the house where we could take off our shoes would be really helpful. So I was able to find a wonderful bench on Wayfair that was a fraction of the cost of all the other benches I saw on the internet. Of course, being the determined individual that I am, I decided to assemble the entirety of this bench while my husband was away on a trip. It wasn't that heavy, and I kind of wanted to surprise him. I had my handy dandy helper, my puppy Bo, who could not help but get in on the action. Sometimes he was more of a liability than he was a help. Bo. When I opened the package to see the bench, including the upholstery and the wood, I was very pleasantly surprised. Not only was the quality better than I would have expected for the price point, but it matched really well with the rest of our house. One thing that's so important for me is if I'm bringing wood into a space, the tone of the wood has to match the rest of the space. Fair warning, if you buy this bench, the legs come with screws that are already in them or something like that, and there's these covers on them, and getting them off is so painful, especially because the screws are right next to each other. So sometimes I would try to twist the cover off, and then I would nick my finger on the other screw that I had exposed. And I probably should have been wearing gloves. So if you were to build this bench, I would recommend wearing some form of construction gloves and you'll be just fine. Assembling the bench itself wasn't too challenging. The harder part was actually getting it all level. Fortunately, the middle legs come with an extra little screw at the bottom of them that helps adjust the height so you can kind of get things perfect to your ground. It took me a couple of tries, but I think I finally got it. Seeing the bench put together gave me a lot of excitement for the rest of the vision because it went so well with the floor. That was probably the most expensive thing in this entire entryway makeover, and it worked out really well. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's actually really comfy too. It doesn't have a backrest, so putting it up against a wall is a great thing, and it's not that uncomfortable to sit there for a longer period of time. Next in my plan was to add some lighting to the wall. Now, I didn't want to go to an electrician and pay a ton of money to hardwire something into the wall. I didn't know if this was going to be my vision for the rest of time. So I wanted something that was really beautiful, but also something that could be moved and that, once again, didn't break the bank. These sconces I found on Amazon completely solved that problem. They are not hardwired into the wall at all, and that was a big win for me. But the way that they get power is they have these rechargeable light bulbs. And what makes that really cool is the light bulbs can actually change color temperature, and they can do all sorts of different colors of the rainbow. So that's kind of fun when we have themed parties and other things at our house. As I was assembling the sconces, I was really happy with how they were looking. I liked the shape of them. I felt like they were traditional yet elegant. If I were to change anything about them, and once again, I'm still quite happy with them, it's that I would make the shade of the light a little bit more of a cream beige color. And if they came in a more bronze or even aged finish, maybe one day I'll spray paint them. But overall, it was very, very easy to assemble them. I did it all by myself without my husband's help, and I was pleased with the result. Then I had a great time trying to figure out exactly where I wanted them to go on the wall. After building the sconces, I enlisted the help of my husband off camera to help put them on the wall. It did require a little bit of drilling, which isn't something that's unfamiliar to us, but just know that's what you'd need to do if you were going to buy these for yourself. And last but certainly not least, I wanted to hang something in between the sconces that was very meaningful to me. And yes, it's actually something you've seen before. In a prior video, I showed you the process behind painting one of the biggest landscapes I've ever done in my life. And that picture was meant to go here. right in my entryway. Of course, is it a perfect painting? Absolutely not. Is there things I can nitpick about it? Of course. But it's something that I'm really proud of, and it's a painting that my husband also really loves. Of course, I added a little bit of other touches, like a blanket I got for Christmas, and I do plan to change some other things down the road, maybe even add a picture light or a plant or something along those lines. But for now, my entryway makeover was done and it looked great. It was so much better than the white wall that we started with. It adds this inviting sense when you walk into our house, and it shows something that's unique and special to us, and I think that's perfect when you walk into someone's home. You should get a sense of who they are, what the place is about, and how you should feel there. And I hope that anyone who walks into my home has a sense that they belong, that it's inviting, that it's a place of fun and beauty and safety and all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed watching this video, I would so appreciate it if you could give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me keep making videos for you guys just like this. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Bye now.